This is Stay Paid, the marketing podcast that gives listeners a competitive edge to stay motivated, find inspiration, and discover proven real-world tactics from some of the best marketers across the nation.
Welcome to another Silver Dollar episode of Stay Paid. I'm Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Acree.
And March kicks off our theme of email marketing, where we're going to be going over some actionable tips to help elevate your email marketing strategies. But the first step in any email campaign, if you want to launch one, is actually getting the email addresses of people to send to. So this week, we're going to go over the top ways you can get the email addresses from your contacts on social media. You've actually been coaching a couple of newer agents on some strategies and helping them build their email list because maybe their sphere isn't as large. They don't have the contact information of everyone necessarily in their sphere. And this kind of sparked this idea of, hey, there's some tips that we can give for how to.
And I don't want to oversimplify it. It literally comes down to almost everything.
It's pretty
in life.
simple.
You have to just ask, right? Most people just don't realize you have to ask. But I will point out, we have a lot of podcasts that we've done on email subject lines, on emails and how to get open rates. So go and check those episodes out as well.
Yeah.
But in order to do email, you actually have to get your list. And most people don't realize that it is so worth the time and energy to build an email list. How big is our email list right now?
Our email list is over 500,000 in our Marketo database.
And why is it so important to have an email list? Why is it worth your time? Because you can't control what Facebook's going to do with their algorithm. You can't control what Zillow's going to do with their Flex program. You can't control so often these lead platforms that you're buying leads from.
Yeah, you don't own those.
You should do it. You bet you don't own it.
You own your list.
Yeah, you own your email list, and email's going to be a part of what we do, and you can nurture that list. And though you might not get insane response from one email, it's in the dripping of them. I often use Ricky Carruth as an example. He does one email a week, and he's been doing it for his whole business career. Swears by it.
Yeah.
And he circle prospects to literally get emails. So circle prospecting is he'll choose an event that's happened in a certain area. Maybe it's a listing that came on the market, a listing that sold, and he'll call all the homeowners that surround that listing, and he'll literally talk to them, offer them a free CMA, get to know them, see if they're ever interested in selling their house, and his goal is to get an email list or an email address so he can put them on the email list and he can drip on them.
Yeah. It's a great way to approach the conversation as well. And you should be thinking about this in your social media conversation. So like the number one tip is just to DM them and start a conversation. Take that off maybe the comment section so that you can get to the point where you're asking them for an email address. But keep in mind, you're not trying to do a deal with them. When Ricky Carruth is calling in circle prospecting, he's not trying to do a deal with them. When James Faustini, is door knocking 200 homes a day, he's not trying to do a deal with them. He's simply trying to get their email address so that he can offer an item of value. And that comes from a place of wanting to add value to the relationship. But it all starts with that conversation. You've got to be conversational.
You're filling up your bucket. It's like a funnel. You're filling up your bucket. And the people we were coaching today, the two new agents, what I was trying to share with them, and you might find yourself in the same place. I was like, you guys are killing it. Like when you are focused on your Facebook leads and your sphere stuff that you're doing, I said, you're doing the right things, but your activity is too little. So it's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're just not doing enough of what you're doing right.
Yeah.
And so what I would encourage you to think about is your action item here is go to your Facebook right now. How many friends do you have? Go to your Instagram. How many followers do you have? Or whatever, Twitter, LinkedIn. Go there and every single day, pick people to message and connect with on that Facebook. That's a Facebook friend of yours. Or that's an Instagram follower. And then get to where you get their address and their email, where you simply go, hey, I want to send you a holiday card. Or, hey, I want to keep in touch with you. I actually try to keep in touch with all of my friends and family. I usually send out, maybe you send out our magazine, or you send out postcards, or you send out an email newsletter. I usually send out an email newsletter. Would love to add you to it. What's a good email for you? And do that every single day with all the people in your Facebook group. We talked to a guy, Garrett Maroon. We just released his podcast not too long ago. He has 300 people in his database and closed like 85, 88 deals last year.
From those 300.
From 300. You don't need a lot of people in your database to
Never
generate.
Paid for a lead.
Right.
Yep.
Because all 300 are connected to 5 other people, right? So you're literally connected to thousands of people through those 300. But my point I'm trying to make is, what's the activity? The activity is, if you're sitting there today and going, man, I don't have any leads to work, the activity should be, how do I fill my bucket of people that I can get in front of? One way to do that is, how do I get their email addresses and addresses so I can drip on them? Well, you can go to your social media and DM every single one of your friends and just pick 5 to 10 a day that you're doing it with. Comment on a photo, Do that and engage them in conversation.
That was the next tip I was going to bring up, is like sometimes you might need to warm up, or maybe you're not as close with these people and you want to get in front of them more and build some of that goodwill. But liking and engaging with their posts is a great way to do that. So if you're doing this from a targeted strategic perspective, pick the people that you really want to build a relationship with, that you want to drive towards that conversation and ultimately get their contact information, and turn on their post notifications. Make sure that you're the first person liking their post, the first person commenting on their post. That's going to build familiarity. That's going to build goodwill towards you, right? They're going to think better of you because you are showing them love on social media. And naturally, some of those comments, some of that activity will get you into a conversation with, hey, I love the stuff that you're posting. Saw X going on that you posted about. I can relate to that in Y way. And then that can naturally draw you into that conversation where you can get that information as well.
I will also tell you, because this came up in my coaching of the agents, is don't ignore people that are not in your area. A lot of people you're connected to on Instagram, Facebook are friends from college, relatives, whatever. You can get business in those states, like especially if you're a real estate agent, you could get the referral. 25%, right? Or if you're an insurance agent, do you have a referral program that you can work? Do you have a license in another state? Like, you can a lot of times earn business. And in today's world, I mean, the world has become so virtual. Like, I work with so many financial advisors who their clients are all over the country, right? So don't ignore just because someone's not in your actual state or in your zone that they can't do business with you. And especially if in your place like Phoenix or Florida, people are moving there all the time.
Yeah. Some other ways that you can get information, people's email addresses beyond the conversations, right? You can use lead magnets. So in your Instagram stories, you can post a link to a lead magnet. You can include a lead magnet in your bio. You can add a call to action at the end of some of your posts. Some lead magnets that we offer to our clients, we do a free CMA. So we have a landing page where people can get a free competitive market analysis of their home. We have ebooks for real estate agents, financial advisors, and insurance agents. And then you can also offer signing up for their local events newsletter. So we provide a local event newsletter for our clients. Great way to say, hey, if you'd love to see what's going on in our community, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter. And then that's going to allow you to collect their email address and also give you consent then to add them to your list. Another thing that you could do is you could run promotions or contests. So this is a great idea to sign up for a contest. Join my email list, and I'll be giving out, maybe it's a coupon or it's a gift card to a local restaurant. Sign up for my free weekly market updates. One lucky winner will get X gift for their home. Think about this when thinking about, okay, how do you put a value on what you would do in a contest or a giveaway? What is the value of a single transaction? And then if you've been tracking your numbers and you're looking at how many deals are you getting from your email list, that tells you how much you could spend on collecting X number of more emails to then offer an item of value of people just signing up for it.
Another way to build your email list that a lot of people don't think about is think about your partners. And think about other businesses in the area that are synergistic and non-competitive.
Yep.
They have a database. Oftentimes, they're willing to share and cross-promote with that database because it's synergistic. They want to earn your business, whether it's a mortgage company, a title company, insurance company, vice versa. Mm-hmm. And so just go and do these type of promotions with them. And that's a great way. You could do even a webinar with them if you wanted to, right? Because people register for the webinar with their email address. But that's a great way for you to grow your business and grow your email list pretty quickly.
Yep. Another cool way to collect email addresses would be to do surveys. So it's a great way to get feedback from your clients, your past clients, or maybe potential clients on what they liked about working with you or what other value or services they would like to see you offer. You could do some other tips I've seen people do, like to fill out a survey on the best time to host an open house event or to vote on the next client event. So if you're doing client events, which you should be, have people take a survey of where would you like to see that happen, what type of venue, what type of activity would you like to do. You can use SurveyMonkey for that. They have free accounts on SurveyMonkey. You could also do a free Google form. Would be a super easy way to do that, and then collect their email addresses. And then another way, if you're on LinkedIn and you're busy on LinkedIn, you can actually download and export all of your contacts from LinkedIn. And within that will include email addresses, but keep in mind it only includes email addresses of people that have opted to share their email address through the export through LinkedIn. So from your LinkedIn homepage, if you don't know how to do it, you can click My Network. Under My Network, you'll click on Connections to the left-hand side of the screen. And then there's a little link on the right that says Manage Synced and Imported Contacts. And we'll put this in the show notes as well. But you'll click that. Then you'll see under the Advanced Options tab, there's a button that says Export Contacts. You can then say, I want to check off my connections and request an archive. In about 10 minutes, LinkedIn will send you an email with a link. Follow that link and download that file. That's going to download everybody in your link that you're connected to on LinkedIn, along with their name, their email address, when you first connected, their company, all of that information. And that's another way that you can collect email addresses without having to go through.
Yeah, that's a great one. And you should be friending people all day long on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So there you go. Thank you so much for listening. You can head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes and the video of this episode. And if you're looking for a great email solution for you, I have a great deal over at staypaidpodcast.com/email. So once you get all those email addresses, what the heck are you going to send them? If you don't have time, like Ricky Carruth, to send that one email a week where you're actually typing it up, we have some great email nurture products for you. You can send them your very own digital edition of your magazine, which is a very engaging digital magazine customized to you. We've got our local event email, and then we also have our just kind of like a newsletter style article email, where each article within that newsletter is actually branded to you. So you can check that out over at staypaidpodcast.com/email. All right, Luke, this is kind of a trivia question. I don't know if you'll get this one or not. What is the leading cause of dry skin?
Dehydration.
Towels.
Oh, they like that one. The audience likes that one. There you go.
I love that Ethan found this out.
Yeah, there we go.
It's so good. It's so good.
All right, if you want to get a hold of me or Luke, okay, you got it out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Email us at podcast@remindermedia.com, or you can find us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
That's so good. I'm Luke Acree, and I did here at our holiday party, well, really our company party, because we did it in January, is that someone came up to me and said, I just got to tell you, I listen to the podcast all the time. You and Josh are so funny. And I was like, well, it's kind of a sales and marketing podcast. It's not supposed to be a comedy.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, seriously. All right, here's your action item. You need to get email addresses. You have followers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Use the tip to download the LinkedIn ones. That's easy. Go to your Facebook or your Instagram every single day and DM at least 5 people. Engage them in conversation. Ask if you can get their email address and their address, because you like to add them to your list to be able to keep up with them and send them your newsletter, send them cards. A lot of people will do this very easily. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.